this movie, I don't know. Hello, welcome to Just My Thoughts. I'm your host, Khaleel Ward. On this episode, I'll be talking about Artemis Fowl. It's on Disney Plus. It was supposed to come out in theaters, and I'm kind of glad it didn't. The movie, I guess, is based on some books that I haven't read, but I watched the movie twice, back to back. I watched the movie back to back. Don't ask me why. I just watched it back to back, and the movie was kind of dry. It wasn't terrible like I've seen in some reviews, but it's a dry movie. You have this kid Artemis, and he's in Ireland, and his dad sells things, but when it starts, it's saying that he might be a thief or whatever. And Artemis is like so smart. He's done all this amazing things, and so when you first meet him, he's kind of a prick. You're not really rooting for the kid. The way he talks to people, you're like, I was like, I really don't like this kid right now. But his father gets kidnapped, and the person who kidnapped him is looking for this object. I don't remember the name of it. It wasn't that important. And Artemis is really smart, so they like, you'll figure it out. So the thing that this movie is missing for it to be one of those young adult event, trilogy type series, there's no sense of adventure. You spend the majority of the movie in this house, and that's what really took me out. Like, they would show the fairies and where the fairies live, but you don't really go explore. They come out and they go to the fowl house, and a lot of the movie takes place in this house. And it's like, it's a short movie, like an hour and a half, but I don't want to stay in the house all day. I know it's a really big house and it's a lot of stuff in there, but I wanted him to venture out and explore and figure things out to find his father. So with everything taking place in the house, you don't really go anywhere. There's no sense of that type of adventure that you get with a Harry Potter or something like that. But again, Artemis as a character, he seems to know everything. He's setting everything up. He's that smart. He's one step ahead of everyone. And I don't really want to see that. I know the description says his family is a group of thieves, but he shouldn't be ahead of everyone, especially at 12 years old. So watching him interact with the fairies, I was just disappointed because he knew everything. They seemed baffled by everything that was going on in the story. So the action sequences, they were okay. The technology was actually pretty cool that the fairies used. They have the time loop stuff. I thought that was pretty cool, but I wish there was just more. Like, at one point in the movie, he says it's time to put on the suit. So I'm thinking the suit is going to do something. He looked like a Men in Black character. And the suit, he just looks cool in the suit. But he's beating up these fairies with his bodyguard. And it's like, when did he learn all that stuff? I know the bodyguard has all this training and stuff, but when did Artemis learn how to fight and stuff? So then they bring in the little black girl, the niece, like she's supposed to help him train. And she don't do nothing the whole movie. So it was like a waste of a character. I liked the fairy that Artemis interacted with. She seemed pretty good. Judi Dench is in this movie for some reason. Don't know why. But she didn't really do much. She didn't have much to work with. It's like the characters didn't have much to work with. Colin Farrell's in it, but he's not really in it. He's in it briefly. Everything falls on Artemis' shoulders, and he's all right in it, but it was just nothing going on in the story that made me want to just stay in this world. There was always a narrator, and things weren't happening for me enough in this movie. That's why I say it's pretty dry. It's not terrible, again, because it's pretty short, and the gadgets that they use are pretty cool, but Artemis as a character is not someone I was actually rooting for as much. I was just like, this kid is a jerk. Yeah, his father's gone, but I mean, do he really need him right now? He's always leaving. But like, the movie in general, I would say check it out because it's on Disney Plus. And I think the fact that it launched on Disney Plus is going to help it, because if it would have went into theaters, I think it would have really bombed, because it doesn't have anything that you can latch onto. Like, oh, I really enjoyed this character and want to see more, or I really enjoyed this place that they went to and I want them to expand more. They didn't really expand on anything. So it was a dry feeling watching it. Honestly, I'm definitely not going to watch it again. Don't know why I watched it twice. I wanted to make sure I didn't miss something. But Artemis Fowl, if you watched it, let me know what you thought about it. Did you enjoy it? Did you read the books? Is it that different from the book? I know people are going to say it's different from the book, but is it a lot more action going on in the book? Please let me know. Thank you for watching. Deuces.